and circling back a little bit to race, I'm gonna say something, and I don't know how it's gonna be taken, but I miss the days when racism was the worst problem we had as black
Hmm.
men. I miss those days because now the problems we have, yes, they're engineered by through society, but a lot of young brothers ain't even getting to the point where racism is their problem, right? Their problems are within the neighborhood they're in, right? Whether it be relationship or life problems, right? I like, man, y'all not even giving yourselves enough time and effort and opportunity to be hated on by some motherfuckers, right? Like those were fucked up days for me. We're way, but like those were the old days, 90s, early 2000s. We're way worse than that right now, right? And when I say that, some people are like, man, what do you mean, man? I'm like, I miss those days because we did better. That's why we had the problems, right? No, and there's 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 obviously some outside influences, but man, bro, if you just took a step back and look at the situations, a lot of them that we create for ourselves. And again, there's a reason we're creating them. But I'm also a firm believer of daddy makes a difference. Right? Daddy stops all the outside shit.
Hmm.
But we have problems that our biggest problems right now are community based. They're problem like I know more black men that have been to prison and in funeral homes than I do have been through college, right? In the last 20 years. That's a problem, bro.
I think that because that's the other side of social media, right? Like media itself is powerful, right? So social media, like now we understand that it controls algorithm and it's all about like we reinforce our own negative images of ourselves, and then our kids have bought into it. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like they buy into the images they are being shown through social media because now it's instantly accessed. Like you can't go anywhere. I can say no TV, no phones in my house. I can say that, right? But everywhere outside of here,
Man.
that's what it's going to be. Versus, a decade or two ago, it was TV, and that was
Yeah.
minimal, right? It really wasn't. We were more interested in being outside. Actually, we had to be threatened to come in, get in the house by a
Man,
certain
no
time,
doubt. Before the
right?
streetlights come on.
Right. Now it's like people can't even, and people that grew up in that generation, even adults cannot sit and have a conversation when it's just straight interpersonal interaction, right? Is there we're distracted, and so we can't evolve healthily. Is what I believe, right? So we're evolving, but we're not evolving healthily, and so we're creating problems where there are no problems. There you building solid relationships really wasn't a mass problem in society before social media, right? It's almost like humanity is just finds a way to fuck everything up because I'm pretty sure they didn't build social media for that, right? But we just find a way to fuck it up, just like we find a way to, worshiping a higher power. We find a way to fuck that up with religion. We created religion, which created division. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
We us being different people, having different cultures, looking different. We found a way to fuck that up with the concept of racism,
Yep.
right? So, but I just I can fathom that because that was my life. That's what I was born into that,
Hmm.
right? But when I was I remember one time I was in Jamaica and I didn't understand. When I'm asking the young lady about the culture. You know what I mean? And I asked her, has she ever been to the States? She's like, yeah, I've been there, but I'm not. It's not really for me. Why is that? And she's like, y'all just have too many problems. Like the things that are problems for y'all, like we don't deal with that over here. We don't even have
Right.
problems. We have situations. And I didn't quite understand what she meant because she was like y'all, and it's like y'all create that. So fast forward, late she was our escort. She dropped us off, and I'll be back to get y'all. Just be cool. My homegirl, she getting a little anxious because they ain't back. You know what I'm saying? And so she like start asking the people, have you seen such and such? And I need the people. They like, yeah, they over there. They'll be here soon. So she pulls up. My homegirl like, man, y'all got a little nervous. I thought you had left us. And she just looked at her and shook her head in disgust. Like, and I got I'm like,
That's
that's
that
what she's
American
talking
shit.
about.
Yeah.
It's like there was no problem. You
We
created
created
the
one.
problem, right? And so now I'm like, I'm able to see life through a different lens, and I'm looking at, you know, whether it's through social media, just and even with family dynamics, it's like we just like we're creating problems where there are no problems. Like we could use this as a tool, but we would
Right.
just rather use it for divisiveness.
So
This is
I,
weird to me.
I think there's a couple parts to that. One, there's money in trouble, right? Again, I'll go back to the thing where I said if I make a positive post, it may not do as well as a negative post. But now people get paid on social media by how many views and likes, and people will watch and support fight videos and all because they just get likes and likes and they get a little bit of money. Um, on the other aspect, American culture is just what it is, right? We are nobody likes us. Don't let the world fool you and tell you, man, the world hates us for our freedoms, bro. I have traveled the world extensively. I have not landed one place where they were like, I hate you because you're American. They were like, I hate Americans because y'all come over here and try to bring y'all shit. We export problems. Prime example.